Congratulations. Is everything okay?
Well, I heard you in the bathroom for a while, so
The
I didn't
stars
know.
have aligned.
I didn't know if maybe like you were having issues, so I wanted to help you out.
You're cooking.
No, it's called whatever you're putting in your smoothie.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to Patty's Florence Weekly Live. I can't believe it. You're on time.
I can't believe it. You showered last night.
Oh,
there's a lot of things I can't believe.
Please. Someone said it's supposed to be stormy here on Long Island. That is not going to be the case. It better not be.
No, Bill, not today, babe.
Got me panicked because
it's going to be overnight.
No, it's starting at 1.
No, it's not starting at 1. What weather app do you guys use? No.
Oh, that's New York.
No storm today, Bill. It's going to start probably around 11 p.m. and end by the time you wake up.
Because I finally had the opportunity yesterday, late at night.
And Bill, not to interrupt you, Bill, you know why I keep track of the weather lately, right?
Why?
Because of the basement. So yeah, obviously tonight I'm going to be on pins and needles because originally it was supposed to start during the day and they just moved it down to while we're sleeping tonight. So
I mean, I just took the tractor down from the truck last night.
Yeah.
So that is my focus for today. I hope. I started to do some stuff to it and I just ran out of daylight and time and the opportunity to make noise. And like an idiot, I left the key on. So I killed the battery. And I don't know how many hours I added to the mower because I left the key on. But it is what it is.
Apparently
it'll still be under 300.
Your focus was loving on me yesterday. So maybe that's why you were so distracted.
I was tired.
He couldn't get enough of some Mrs. Pate.
Well, you power wash the fence, so you know.
Oh, yes. I have one little portion. This whole week has been battling the backyard. We'll talk more about that.
This was one of those deadlines.
Yeah.
That we had to get done. And I think we did all right.
I've been trying weekly to keep up on weed whacking the backyard, mowing the backyard, because the backyard grass, as you know, is not his, he could care less, but it cannot get overgrown.
I cut it every 2 weeks. She wants to cut it every week.
Because that's where the sheds are and everything.
Because if she wants to cut it every week, then go ahead, cut it every week.
But
I'll cut it every 2 weeks.
This week we were having we're not going to get into details, but we're having some tree servicing done. So that I needed it to be tidy.
Ripped off.
And so long story short, I also wanted to take the opportunity to power wash the PVC. So like I've said to you before, my fellow homeowners or homeowners to be out there, when I was a little girl, we had the stockade fence and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But, we had to, anyone who has a stockade fence, the maintenance on that to make sure it doesn't rot, to make sure it stays looking nice.
Should have just got chain link like I said.
It's a lot of work. And I will say, I will give credit where credit's due. I don't have a lot else to say about him, but my father did keep up on staining that and taking good care of that fence. But I had always personally wanted a PVC fence when I had my own home, never imagining one day that I'd even have my own home. So I do take the due diligence to get out there and power wash it. But anybody who knows about having arborvitae trees or any kind of greenery in front of the arborvitaes, you kind of have a couple obstacles. First of all, you have the obstacle of now the arborvitaes in front of the PVC, and the lazy man's way out could be just power washing around it or acting like the fence doesn't exist. But that's not the proper way to keep up on your fence. So there I was, I'll gently hug the tree, power wash behind it. And then I also, there's something called crud Be Gone. They also make it for driveways. Any of you driveway damsels out there, I just asked my local hardware store. You can also order it from Amazon. You can also get it from a Home Depot. They make it for driveways to help lift grease and oil. I will say when we did our driveway repairs, and you can catch that video series in our collection. That really did work. You can put it in the power washer, and you can also put it in just a bucket and hand. But if you're doing the driveway, you'd want to put it in the pressure washer. They make one just for decks and PVC. So that's what I use, just in a bucket for any of those like real hard to remove spots on the PVC fence. Again, it's crud cutter, not crud be gone. I'm sorry. It's an early morning. Crud cutter. It comes in it's a blue wash, the one that you use for the fencing. And I use just a soft sponge, like you would for a car. And that's what I use to get some of those tough, hard spots. But love our power washer. I'll say this all day long. Anyone who says that they don't want some type of power washer, I'll say ours is electric. Love that bad boy all day long. Anyone who says that it's a pain in the rear end to have a power washer, don't want the maintenance, don't want the fuss, don't want the muss, I say pish and you're lazy.
Makes the grass grow.
Because at the end of the day, that power washer owes us nothing. You would just see the two of us yesterday, and I don't want to ruin his story, but we were actually like fighting over the power washer yesterday because I was up to like my last part of the fence, and he needed it for what he needed, to power wash.
Yeah, I need to clean the tractor. That's all.
So at the end of the day, I love that thing.
I wanted to start some paint work on it last night, and I just ran out of time and steam. I'm exhausted.
Yeah,
you can't tell.
It was a big day. It was
big day, big week. It is what it is. Yeah. Hot week, Bill. Hot week. I'm not sure. In your shop, do you guys have AC? Maybe I need to fill out an application.
Well, then maybe we all do. Maybe we all do.
You have to read Power Toro Personal Piece today. That's absolutely awesome. Don't forget now, Toros come with a Honda on there, so you could even get away with throwing a Honda on there. And maybe trying to get a few more doll hairs out of it because it has a Honda. Hopefully nice and easy peasy. Don't forget to run out real quick, lube those bolts. Then after our live is done, take them out. Get a better chance of you not snapping or breaking anything. Mm-hmm. Even though I'm sure if you snap a bolt, I'm sure you have extras lying around. But, just a quick little tip. Mm-hmm. Thomas Andrews, I had a crappy week. Hey, it happens, but you're here.
We're here for you.
The next week is every day you wake up is a new opportunity to
not
start
even a new
all
week.
over again.
A new day.
Nothing is permanent. You will be fine. You will be fine.
Yeah, and you're loved. That's all that matters.
Is the American dream still home ownership? Absolutely.
Well, can I speak on that for a second? I had a really fantastic conversation with someone the other day. I was in a meeting with so one of the things that I is on my plate as well is meeting with some health, safety, town board, that kind of thing. And I had a conversation with someone who he does home inspections and town inspections with the town. And so one of his side gigs is he goes in and he scoops up foreclosures. And these guys are chomping at the bit.
Market's on fire right now.
No, wrong answer. Real estate agents are actually doing crap. Oh, excuse my language. Real estate agents are doing lousy right now. Homeowners are actually turning to each other. They're being their own real estate agents right now.
Yeah, so the market's on fire.
No, like on fire, meaning like not for the agents, just for each other.
No, the housing market. People are selling homes for above asking price.
But you're missing the point. Let me finish. So the bottom line is, that's all coming to an end. Labor Day, it's coming to an end. So remember the mortgage crisis of 2005, right? And then remember when we hit 2009, when the banks turned around and we remember the housing prices were like, woo, through the roof like it is right now. And people were getting well over asking price for houses. And then right at 2012 into 2013, that's when we got our home. We hit it right before that inflation again. And then we went into 2014's mortgage crisis again, where people were crumbling on those loans because banks gave out the loans to people who couldn't afford the houses. So bottom line is real estate agents aren't doing well right now because people are skipping appraisals, skipping inspections. They're selling over top asking price, and banks are giving out these loans to these people who can't really afford these loans.
So anyway, the American home is still a dream.
Let me finish.
If you rent,
so basically, as of Labor Day,
no one cares.
What's going to happen is the foreclosure market is going to explode because remember, that's when the government is turning around and telling people, no more free rent, no more sitting free on rent, no more sitting free on mortgage.
What does that have to do with that?
So what's going to happen is all these banks that have been giving out their mortgages to these high housing prices to these couples that couldn't afford it, apparently it's coming to an end. So you know what that means for the mortgage prices as of Labor Day, inflating. So what we're seeing right now, coming to an end, and apparently foreclosure central across nationwide. So at the end of the day, unfortunately, apparently what we're seeing is the year is not going to end that way. So is it American dream still alive? I don't know, Rich. I don't know from what they're saying.
He didn't ask about the American dream is still alive. He's asking is the American dream still home ownership? So so if you own a home, you're paying yourself or you're paying your bank. If you rent, you're making somebody else rich.
Yeah.
So you would like to own your own home.
This past year, a lot of people weren't even making them rich,
when you walk away from it, you have a return on investment. If you rent from somebody and you walk away, you have absolutely nothing. You literally paid somebody and you have nothing to show for it.
That's not what I was talking about. And I understand that.
So then you didn't answer his question.
And yes, I understand that because I didn't live with my parents my whole life.
It doesn't have to do with anything.
I understand
you didn't
about
answer
that.
His question.
My bottom line.
I answered his question.
My bottom line is the American dream still going to be home ownership. I don't know, Rich, moving forward. In the sense
you should aspire to own your own home.
You should, but I think it's going to be very, very hard, unfortunately.
It's hard
for these couples moving forward because the banks gave away too much in this last year, and they made it too easy for couples to get mortgages at these high prices. And also our dear old government, who didn't require rent and didn't require mortgages to be paid, they hurt these young couples and these new homeowners coming out the gate. So at the end of the day, home ownership's always going to be the American dream. But I think, unfortunately, banks and the government hurt that from happening for so many people moving forward. And I think we're going into, like many believe, another housing and mortgage crisis moving forward for the end of this year and 2022, which is really such a shame. So again, of course, everybody wants to own their own home. I was a renter. I would say I want to say 16 years, almost 17 years. So no one needs to tell me what it's like to pad someone else's pocket. I rented from someone privately. I also rented from someone who had more of like an apartment, like a luxury apartment kind of situation, where it was more of like a franchise. And I have to tell you, both were horrible. But at the end of the day, I also feel for landlords this last year. I hope Labor Day means a new beginning for some of them when they have to start getting their rent again. Some of these landlords have gone, almost a year, some of them more, without even receiving a rent. I feel so bad. I feel so bad for some of these people. I mean, I know I work with people who rent who haven't received one rent payment from their tenants in months. So, it's hard. It's so hard out there, and it's affected a lot of people. So, I wish everyone who's looking for a home the best. But I think at the end of the day, it's going to be a real roller coaster moving forward. Owning a home is the hardest and most fruitful thing that you'll ever do. Pulling into...
Can we get off this topic? Thank you. Good morning, Prime, for a good time. How are you?
Sorry, Rich.
It's like crazy. You're like going off something that He didn't even answer his question still.
I did,
Okay.
but you don't listen. You're
Cleaning
on
a
your phone.
tractor, absolutely.
He's on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, another one, of course. So you cannot deny the money a tractor brings, right? So we paid $325 for our first tractor. I really hate to say this, the bare minimum to it, and we sold it for $750. So we doubled up on our money. Not a bad, actually, we did actually do more. Not a bad turnaround for a couple of days from acquiring it to getting it ready to listing it. That was in less than a week. Now, I was talking to my buddy Brian about this a couple nights ago. I could have had that lawn tractor potentially sold either the same day I listed it or the day after if I was able to deliver it. And remember I told you guys the lady, she lived locally. She's like, oh, I'm a 5-minute ride. I'm like, all right, well, you could just drive the tractor home. And I should have drove the tractor home. I should have just drove the tractor to her. That would have been some good content. But the crazy part would have been we would have to cross like a main intersection, and I wasn't having that. So yeah, we're definitely doing another tractor, Uncle Arch. Once again, congratulations on 1,000 subs. I watched the video. I just not get a chance to comment on it. He is doing a giveaway, ladies and gentlemen. So of course, as always, want to check out his channel and his video. Like I said, he's doing a fantastic, phenomenal job on like this older simplicity tractor. It's hydro this, hydro that. Something you don't see on YouTube in general. When I watched that video series, I got hooked. I was thinking of Norm at I Save Tractors. That is my favorite tractor channel of all time. If you guys have a better one, then, change my mind and let me know who has a phenomenal, lawn tractor channel that does what, Norm does. The restyle, the restorations, these one-off crazy, machines that all of us can do. And I mean, to me, they seem one-off and custom because we don't live in an area where we get stuff like that. So when I'm watching that channel, I'm also kind of like starstruck about how some of these machines are. And they're just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous what he's done with them. So definitely check out that. And definitely check out, Uncle Arch's channel, his giveaway, his and that Simplicity tractor build. That thing is something else, man.
I like your new assistant, Olivia, too. She's a sweetheart. I say you keep her on the channel, Arch. Put her on the payroll.
I need an A-Tech. No, I'm not no A-Tech. I suck at electrical, so not happening. And then with the newer vehicles, nope. But I hope you guys are doing well over there. And do you guys have AC to next time? Hey, everyone. Let's see. I have a Honda. Hold on. All right, so you have a Honda Department of personal pays. Like I said, now they come with Hondas on them, so you should be able to slide that blade adapter right on and call it a day. The only problem. All right, so you are correct. They do break easy. Our fence is not cheap, and it has a hole in it that we still can't figure out how, when, where, or why it happened. I still say to this day, for the money that we paid, we just should have got chain link because we don't really utilize our backyard, and the people and our neighbors don't even appreciate it. So I mean, it is what it is, right? The new owners of this home will appreciate that.
We're going to go down that road. It's not well. When you go to your new house, you get a chain link for yourself and whoever you're with.
Smart man. Hey, maybe that's where your wallet is. Morning, Mr. Kane. How are you? Hope all is well. Have you been doing any pressure washing lately? It's been a hot one all week. I felt like I've been melting, but you just work through it. That's the line of work that I chose, and just stay hydrated. Been definitely, drinking a lot of fluids for sure, consuming a lot of fluids. Agreed, more money, but if they take longer, if they need more work, they are fun. All right, so I absolutely understand, but we always talk about this. The bigger the machine, the bigger the prize. So my premise is, and there's nothing wrong with going other routes, is that if you could spend a little bit more money, spend a little bit less time working on it, you could turn that around and still make a decent amount of money. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting a tractor and it being an absolute cluster, spending, a couple of dollars and a couple hours on time, and getting it going to the point where you can sell it for a decent profit. But what about what I'm doing is I'm paying an okay or, a fair amount of money for a tractor, doing very little to it and still turning around and selling it for a nice profit while I still have the ability to do other things. Now, as far as selling, I can't speak on selling. I think I sold that lawn tractor at a pretty rapid rate, considering that the only way you can get it is coming here. I mean, I kind of maybe exaggerated it on the video about how long it took to sell it. If I did, I'm sorry. But I think I sold that tractor within less than a week of listing it. And like I said, if I was able to deliver it, I could have had it sold it sooner. This new tractor is completely different than the one that we had. And I still think at this point, we're still not going to be offering delivery. This thing was an absolute bear to get up into the truck, even harder than the first one. They were just two different tractors. So, we definitely welcome tractors. As soon as this one sells, I will kind of, sort of be on the lookout for another one. It just has to come to me.
They always seem to come to him late at night too.
Yep.
Mega, it's so good to see you. Hey, camper.
I love Norm.
He loves Norm too.
Like I said, Norm and I Say Tractors, best tractor channel on YouTube. I mean, you gotta change my mind. I can't say this more than enough. I'm just fascinated in machinery just in general, and to see that to some of these machines that us homeowners could have, oh my God. So that is, I love his channel, 110%. And I'm a sucker. I think I showed you guys in one of my YouTube videos, some of my favorite tractors on his channel. You guys know I'm a sucker for dualies. Like, he has a tractor with dual rear wheels. That is me, 110%. And I think we spoke about this in the past. When we move on from this place, or I move on from this place, my dream goal is to have an old school tractor, like a Cub Cadet, an International Harvester, with like some K-Series motor, or maybe just a modern motor on there, and just have every attachment for it, and just go to town. And I think that's phenomenal. And with Norm and I Say Tractors, like I said, these machines are just Jesus. You never see that here on Long Island. Go on that channel. And then if you're from Long Island, you never, ever see some of the cool stuff he has there.
Thomas is back. Thomas, feel free. I've got a load in the washing machine now. Want to tag team and help each other? By the way, you did a great job on your last one, and it's a learning experience. I'm really proud of him. He's doing phenomenal.
Yeah.
And even the way he got this last one down, won't give away his content. I'm really proud of how he's learning as he's going, and he's going to be phenomenal. I know he is. Yeah,
like I said, I say this all the time, if you could start something small like we've here and you transition to something bigger, this was a huge learning curve for us. Yeah, I watch other people, work on tractors for the here bit, but it's completely different when you actually put your hands and eyes on it in front of you. And I did have a very good support, whether it be, her, my buddy Brian, Nick from Bellport. Believe it or not, Nick from Bellport. I caught Nick from Bellport. He was in the area. I got him on camera checking out the new tractor in the driveway.
That's cute.
So it's pretty good. Like I said, no specialty tools needed. And
we have a fangirl.
From working on a lawnmower, from working on a snowblower with the keyways and stuff like that, once you start on these small machines, and I'm working on this tractor, when I pulled off that wheel, and I'm like, oh, that's just an E-clip, like a lawnmower. And even on the snowblower, on the drive shaft, okay, I could take that out, no big deal. Take it out, pop the wheel, polish the shafts, just like a snowblower, and then put the wheel back on, put the E-clip back on, and you're done. And then when I pulled the rear wheel off, I'm like, wow, this is a keyway, just like a lawnmower. A keyway, just like a snowblower. Even a pressure washer, when you slide the pump in and out, there's a keyway. So all this stuff, even though it's different, it's hitting home like I've touched it before in a different capacity. And I understand how things work because I'm buying machines that run already. So I know what doohickey does this, what doohickey does that. Now it just becomes also an operating curve because, like I said, this lawn tractor is different than the last one I had. So it's set up differently, and I ended up killing it. But I'd rather kill it this way than crash it like the first one. So I think that tractor did come out great, fully serviced with a Pat Pace Performance Twist. A little bit of paint, goes a long way. I do have a challenge with my buddy of mine about this tractor, but you guys will see in the video. It's a healthy challenge. But I like the challenge, and it's going to test his experience versus my process and method.
Is this with B?
That is with Brian.
And this friend just had a new little one brought into their life. Congratulations to that person.
And the one mower towards the P.
So interesting you should say that. I won't put someone on blast, but it was either or the person behind us who put the hole in the fence. And I won't put where my eggs are going in the basket. But see, even though I didn't have a PVC fence growing up, even I know, as our current mower, that you don't aim a mower towards a PVC fence. I'm actually quite delicate with it. Rich, I can answer this. Christina, you didn't believe you would ever own a home. I thought that was odd. Glad your dream of home ownership came true for you guys. I can tell you why. I moved out when I was 17. My father was a very difficult person to live with. At 25, my mother passed away. At not even 26, my father decided not to be a father, left my brother, who was only turning 15, on my doorstep. I had to become a mother. I raised him, put him through college till he was 23, almost 24. Life was not easy. I developed cancer at 26. They told me I would most likely not make it. I fought all odds, and I did. Life has not been easy for me. I thought I would probably always be a renter, if not ever be here. I've overcome a lot of obstacles in my life, and I never needed anyone to overcome them. I did a lot on my own. And so I will be in this home. I will make this a home with kids, with or without anyone else. And I am in an area that, Henry from Mowers and Blowers, he can tell you he's raised his kids in this area. It's a beautiful place to raise kids. I will make it happen. Rich, thank you so much. It is my dream home. I will make it my dream home. But I wish that for everyone. I wish that for all these youngsters coming out and wanting a home. I wish it for older couples that are looking for their first home. Hey, home ownership is not just for young couples. My parents, believe it or not, we did not have 2 nickels to rub together growing up. The house I grew up in was a house that when my grandfather came over from Italy, it was an investment property, a bungalow. And long story short, my parents rented it from my grandparents. And it was much later on in our years living there that finally my parents mortgaged the house from my grandparents. And my mother was, I want to say, in her mid-40s at the time. So home ownership is something that doesn't happen just for young couples. It can happen at any point in your life. I wish it for anyone who wants it. Not everybody wants that. But thank you, Rich, because it is something that I never thought I would have. I'm blessed. I have a career that I love, a home that I love, a husband that I love. Life is so good. There's hard days, like for everybody else, but otherwise, life is so good. I'm just lucky. I'm lucky to have all of you. And, you just got to appreciate the things that are so good in life. You truly, truly do. And every day is just not expected. And like he said to Thomas before, you have a rough day. The next one's a new one. Trust me. Take it from me. And I saw here about Scott. Scott is already in my everyday prayers for his dad. I get it. It's a hard road to go down. We've been down this road with a loved one.
Yep.
It is not an easy path.
But at least he knew it was coming. Ours was a complete shock. That was something else.
So what I will say to that,
doesn't make it any
my
easier.
mama, I did not know was coming. Whether you know it's coming or not, it hurts when you love someone. So just keep Scott in everyone's prayers, and whatever you're going through that's hard, like we always say it. We say it at the end of every live. You're not alone. You got us. He's always good for a good chuckle. You know, and you've got your wrenching. If this is like your therapy, if this is what you do because you enjoy it, and it's where you know, I got to be honest with you. Yesterday I was out there power washing. I've got some things right now on the table for me, some really good stuff happening, but I've also got some things on my mind lately that have been like stressing me out a bit. I got to be honest. Yeah, I was out there power washing, and like it's a tedious task. But whether you're wrenching, power washing, let's be honest, those little things sometimes are a little bit therapeutic, right? You put some music on, you get in the moment, like you just take yourself somewhere else for a few moments, right? Just find something to do other than just sitting around and dwelling on what's on your mind in the moment. You know what I'm saying? So
a busy person is a happy person.
Yeah.
That's what I just told John, turning wrenches.
Yeah. And hell, you might even make some money doing whatever it is that you find to take your mind off it, right? I think it was about what you were talking about with Norm. It's always good to see you, Mega.
So copy does pop. That's why I'm fixated on getting one. But if we gradually move into something significantly bigger, that would be on the table, or some of those dually ones that I would go out of my way and either make one or go out and buy one. 110%. Those things are just absolutely fascinating machine. And I'll say this one more time. Got to check out Norman ISA tractors. Check out this dually tractor. I don't know. I'm just a sucker. I'm drooling all over it. And, you know, it's not.
She's pretty.
Yeah, it's not an expensive thing to have. It's not an expensive thing to own. It's not, you know what I mean? If you could do what we do here, you could definitely do what you do to that tractor. And plus, if you know you're going to own that tractor forever, you break that machine down once, then you're never going to have to really break it down ever again. You're just going to just do regular maintenance and repairs as needed. Absolutely phenomenal. Like I said, maybe I'll throw it up on a community post one day.
There is a part of me that, you know, as a spouse, one of your things, I'm a firm believer as a spouse, one of the things you're supposed to do is encourage and support. He's always talked about getting a tractor, and it's like always been a space issue.
We've had tractors, just not to this.
But
capacity.
Now that like he's done it, like this is the second one. And listen, we are like newborns out the womb with the tractors. Like this is so new for us. But he did it once. He did it twice. Like I'm kind of upset with myself that like when he talked about it 2 years ago, that like I didn't encourage him to say like, just get one. Because if we're doing it now, why couldn't he have done it once 2 years ago? You know, like, I guess it's like some things in life, you just have to like pull the trigger and just like do it. Like, I don't know what sparked him a couple weeks ago to say like, dang it, I'm just going to do it.
I'll say it. I'll say it. I even said it on the video.
Yeah.
So listen, I say this all over and over again. There is a lot of money, I feel, to be made in small engine repair. I will never be rich doing this, but we will be okay doing this. We will never have nothing to worry about. We had some deadlines. We had a house project go on, whatever it is, what it is. That was one of our deadlines, right? And didn't have to even worry about it because of what I do and what she does. Yeah, it sucks money leaving the kitty, but you know, it is what it is. And if I see a tractor at a good deal, I would send it to Nick and Bellport, my buddy Brian, my buddy Rob, this other kid, Nick, I call 5-Speed Ash, and there's money to be made. I would send it to all of them, and first come, first serve. Whoever can get it first, that's who gets it. Because I'd rather have one of them get it instead of a complete stranger, you know. But there's nothing wrong if that happens. So then I referred 5-Speed Ash to a John Deere, and he bought it. And I basically do my own thing. He messaged me the next day. He's like, dude, thank you so much. He was like, I flipped that thing and I made over $1,000 in profit in less than 24 hours. He was very, very appreciative. And I'm like, that's the stuff I like to hear because he's a young kid and he deserves it. And he earns it. And he needs stuff like that. And then I'm like, wow, that could be me. So that's what kind of got, you know, my butt in gear, and also Nick from Bellport, the rate and turnaround time that he blows out tractors is absolutely, phenomenal. Nick was able to purchase a new home with his tractor sales, and it's just, so stuff like that, that kind of lights the fire underneath you to be like, you know what, I need to dabble in this, not at their rate that they do it at, but we could throw in a tractor, here and there, and like I said, we do repairs here too. And we had to take a back seat on repairs working on that tractor. And I'm still doing repairs now. And yesterday she was home. There were people asking about repairs. And I'm not going to be taking any in right now because I have that tractor. So we'll see. That's the plan. I don't know. The plan is not to take on any repairs, but we'll see if these people want to push me.
I have to tell you, though, there's two things that happened with yesterday that was.
Good morning, Tommy. How are you?
Good morning.
Good seeing you.
I'll get to it in one second. With yesterday was kind of comical. It made me proud of him. So we had someone here, trimming trees and stuff like that. I don't know if you're putting in one of your videos our attempt at trimming the trees.
Maybe.
But we had to have someone who had like a bucket to come up and finish the rest. But we had a few people stop by yesterday with repairs. Someone that had like been here before and someone who had not. And they came up to the people who were trimming the trees. And the guy like looked at me trimming the trees like, does this happen all the time? And I was explaining to him what he does on the side and then what he does for a living. And I have to tell you, the foreman of the job, he came over to me and he was just like, I have a lot of respect for what you and your husband must do. He's like, you seem like you're both very hard workers. And I told him, I said, yesterday, like you saw how hot it was. Like here, it was like, it had to be almost like 90 something degrees. These guys were in buckets in the trees. The guys were drenched. And I said, see how you guys are right now? I said, my husband most likely is laying on a street or pavement on a highway somewhere, fixing an 18-wheeler or a tractor somewhere in a full uniform. I said, I completely respect you guys. My neighbor who also was having work done looked at me like I was crazy. I came out with a cooler, packed it with ice, packed it with drinks. I asked the guys, I'm like, do you guys need to use the bathroom? They looked at me like I was nuts. And you know what I said to them? I said, I could only pray that if my husband was thirsty, had to use the bathroom, no matter what grease or whatever he looked like, that someone would say to him, please have a drink, go use my bathroom. And those guys, oh my God, they had the fullest respect for this house because I treated them like human beings and not just workhorses, and it's like, just please be mindful of like, the work that you guys do in this kind of heat. If you ever have people come into your house, like it's people like this, you guys are out there in all kinds of weather. Like, I just have so much respect for you guys. It's not easy. And I was so proud of him yesterday because I'm watching these guys work and I'm like, my guy's out there in this too, Roger, I'm working on a Toro recycler, Honda Power with a blade brake, which doesn't work. Had to order parts, not going to. Roger,
it happens.
I hope it's going to be more than the $20 that you made on the other one, though. Promise me that. At least 25, at least, right?
Well, you know what? How about this? If you're familiar with the blade brakes, is it using Honda's system or is it using Toro's system? Because I think I have a bunch of Toro parts. But I also have Honda parts too. So that'll be coming out in the video that, yeah. But if you need parts, let me know, Roger. I'll send them out to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can definitely keep you on budget because I don't sell or I really don't keep much parts. I throw away a lot of stuff, and if I have to buy it, I have to buy it.
Yeah, and if I can send it out and help him out, I'll run up and send it out for you.
Yep, absolutely.
Mega, I always am. I developed, despite what he may think, I developed a tough exterior. I am a tough cookie. I am. You know who bothers me the most? People who I love the most who say hurtful things make me emotional. Grandpa Kevin.
What the heck? Look at this picture.
That's not. I love it. I love it.
Do you have your contacts on? It says inmate.
That's okay. If you keep talking mean to me, you're going to be wearing one of those shirts.
Oh, Lord.
Good for you, Chris. You know what, Arch? Listen, This one over here, he'll never understand people like you and I who have had a rough road. And you know what? I can sit here. It's always people. Do you ever notice, Arch? It's always people. Notice the eye roll. It's always people who never had to fight hard for things in life, who never will understand the road that people like us have been down. So people who want to roll their eyes or say we're talking too much or say this, you know what I have to say?
Go ahead.
Fahui to you.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, you haven't been through anything, sweetheart. Like, you want to sit there and say, oh, you're emotional, you're rambling, you're this, you're that. You walk a day in the shoes I've been in the last 30 something years. Half the people couldn't, Arch, right? Mega, you get it, right? So whatever. That's what I have to say. Dr. Olson, I was just thinking about you the other day.
Live the other day. I was in a really crappy area. I couldn't
Maddie,
listen in on it.
I saw you went live, and Maddie and I was in a meeting of literally like 15 people. So I clearly couldn't go on your live. But I've got to give you a call. It's been too long. But literally, like, the schedule, I'm not on a, I thought I was going to be on a summer schedule, and I have not. I'm not complaining at all, but like, I miss you. We've got to catch up. I want to see how things are going. I want to see how the car is doing. I want to see how everything's going. I hope you're doing well.
Yep, I seen you on Facebook, Scott. Someone was posting a Twain house, and I seen you were going at it. But I understand House Point. You guys have a lot of history.
Aww.
My week is.
Scott's probably got such a cool house. He's told us a lot about his.
Yeah, remember the
so
eye,
neat.
the eye for the doorbell.
Yeah.
My week was hell.
Scott,
you'll wade through it. Believe me, you're
always.
seasoned. Your little salt and pepper hair. You've been through it before. You'll bounce right back. No worries.
But it doesn't make it easy, and I still love you, and I'm thinking of you. That's the only thing you can ever tell someone is like you're not alone, and then you got people who love you, who are thinking of you. Megan says, I had a rough start as well. Stepfather would verbally and physically abuse me, so I got it. Mega, amen, 17. There's only so much you can take of seeing and hearing something, and then you just have enough, right? Mr. Briggs is 6. Oh, no. As you know, Scott, our little Romeo, oh my gosh, I think it's been almost 3 weeks already. So I'm so sorry to hear. And it's so hard. They're like family, right? Scott, you know what I always say? When it's down here, it's only got to go up, right? It's got to go up.
She has a tissue.
Yeah. See, Thomas, I have to get my own around here. He wasn't taught how to be a gentleman. I don't blame him for that. I don't blame him. He was never taught that. Ellis!
Good morning,
2
Ellis.
weeks in a row. Dude, this is
you know
awesome.
what? Have you guys should be checking out his child too. This guy's got some massive
Wait
project.
a second.
Wait, he's got some massive project pile.
I figured you out.
Wait. And he just got married. So I'm thinking, he's got to do a little cleanup. I understand. But I'm proud of you that you were fixing those RERs. I don't know. I'm not going to speak like I know anything about them, but Snapper isn't making them anymore due to materials and logistics of getting them made. So I feel that people who want them, just like the lawnmowers, there's going to be a nice little cult following building up on them. And I think, keyword think, should be able to turn a nice profit on those and maybe sell those for a little bit more than what you usually can, unless you're built on speed and you can just still price them out as normal. But like I said, Snapper, good choice. I think you're saying that you're going to spend like basically $70 between the two of them. I mean, that's a home run any day of the week. And instead of 2 tractors getting added to your pile, there's 2 tractors going to be out and you're going to turn some sort of income. Very nice.
I'm finding a connection here. We saw Ellis last week, tractor talk. We're seeing Ellis this week. Do you got a thing for tractors? I'm kidding, Ellis. We love having you. Aw. Sending prayers Scott's way. Amen to that. Aw. You guys are so good. I love how good you are to each other. Amen to that. Yes. Yes. And being happy in the process of things. That's what it's all about. Amen. So Olivia is Elizabeth's oldest. She encouraged us to shoot a video, and she has another. You know what, Arch?
That's perfect. It makes it so much easier when you have help.
The young generation has some great ideas, I got to tell you. And I have to tell you, if Olivia is any indication of what your Elizabeth looks like, she's a gorgeous girl. So you are one lucky guy, Mr. Arch. She was and she's got such a fun personality too. She really, and I could see around you, Arch, you really brought around your real sense of humor there. So it was fun. What a really fun video. And if she's having fun too, that's fantastic. That is just fantastic. Dan, good morning.
Good morning, Dan. How are you? No worries. No worries. Tractor video coming out soon. If I can't, we'll see how today goes. But if I can't get you a tractor video this weekend, then I'm probably going to throw a lawn boy video up this Sunday. And then somehow, some way, I will throw in a tractor video. I feel like during the week, I know I'm starting to listen to YouTube, which I hate. I'm trying to keep the videos pretty short or within like a certain time range. I feel like the longer ones I want to preserve for like a Friday or Sunday. But I think with you guys with tractors, you guys just don't give a crap, and you guys just want to see it in all its glory. So I got to make
if we thought the last tractor was sexy, she's a sexy tractor.
I think so. So I think I'll keep that going. I think from now on, because you guys reacted really, really well to this. And I think it also puts a different aspect on view on things that I think every time I sell a tractor, right, we're going to do a premiere. I enjoyed that, even though it was pretty long. We had so much trouble waking up the next day. It was terrible. We had a good time. We were eating, we were drinking, we were interacting with you guys. So I think every time we do selling video,
chickens anymore.
Yeah, we're no spring chickens anymore, right? But like every time I go to sell a tractor, I'm going to figure out a way where I could bring the camera and we could record what the guys were saying and how I interact with them. And then when I put that into a video, I think every time we do that, we'll do like a premiere. And, you know, maybe I'll put something out where we all think of a time and a day where we all could hang out, relax, rejoice, celebrate, laugh, cry, you know, whatever. And, you know, just call it for that. I thoroughly, we didn't even speak about this, but I think the next morning we knew that both of us, we really enjoyed, you know, that premiere in the sense that we were able to, you know, watch the video together, interact, have a couple of beverages of choice, and then, you know, go to a live after. I remember both of us worked up until that live stream. None of us were showered, or I was down the driveway and she was doing stuff with me for the house. And, you know, it was pretty good. It was definitely a good way to unwind and settle back.
And I concur with everything he just said.
So that'll be
for the exception of course, you know, my heart always hopes that we have less and less videos of people coming to lowball. I hope there's this many.
But in reality, right? In reality, technically, figuratively speaking,
it wasn't terrible.
It's content. And I'm glad I had the camera out because, like I said, I never had somebody my entire life run model and serial numbers in front of me. Now, the interesting part is that this guy is local. And when I put up this tractor for sale, I wonder what his attitude and action is going to be if he decides to entertain me again in this manner, because he came here hemming and hawing and I sold that tractor. Now, he doesn't know I sold it $750 locally. He could sit there and think that the guy came from Westchester and bought it for full asking price. So the next one I put up for more money, that's part of the challenge. And when I launch the video, you guys will see about this challenge, and you guys think that maybe this guy will be like, oh crap, either I should buy this one or I should have bought the last one, and maybe I'll make him an offer. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if my method will hedge my buddy's experience. And it's not a challenge. There's no bets on this. It's just a little friendly, you know, whatever. He acknowledges what I do, And I respect what he does. So I'm just trying to push the envelope a little bit. And there's nothing wrong with pushing the envelope. There's nothing wrong with experimenting, because if you don't do it, you'll never know the end result. And what's the worst case scenario that happens? I don't meet my goal and he's right. But what if I am right? Then you know what? I just set the bar higher for everybody else. And I've done that before. So I don't mind doing it again.
You got it, Maddie. Thanks.
Of course, hang in there.
Hello.
You guys will talk to each other.
I love it. I would be lying, T. Decky, if I knew how to pronounce the first part of your channel name. Hi, Pate's Performance. My name is Tom. I'll go with Tom. Thanks for the vids. You're so welcome.
So
you go with your famous questions.
No, go ahead. You ask, and then I'll ask a follow-up question.
Where are you from?
And do you get snow? And then number 2.
And can you phonetically put in the chat how I pronounce? I hate butchering anyone's name. Is it Chusharetto?
No, that sounds
Soretto?
No, that has
Charetto?
Asian descent written all over it, I think. That's me.
That's very stereotypical.
Look, the TSU.
I'm just saying.
That's not stereotypical. I'm just saying. So that's why I would never try and pronounce it.
I don't like to be stereotypical.
I'm not, but I would never try and pronounce that. Nope. But thank you for joining us. Please let me know where you're from and do you get snow. Happy to have you, and we're happy to help you.
Mr. Briggs is at okay, very good, Scott.
Nothing but the best.
Keep us posted, please.
Good morning, Minda. How are you?
Mowers.
I'm curious if you decided to make the jump or not.
Yeah, where are you at with your thinking, honey?
I know that you posted a video of the Dixie, so I know you're going good and well with that.
Oh, Arch, where did I miss her? And the little one too? Oh, stink. I'm watching the video again. And if I can like it twice, I'm gonna like it twice.
I'm gonna create a different account just to like the video.
See, I'll go on my other private account and do it then.
But it's not private no more.
Well, true. It's a school-related one. I don't know if I could do that. Oh my gosh, I want to see her. Because Olivia's, her personality, and she's such a cutie. Oh my gosh. I love their names. Olivia, Charlotte. Oh, those are like some of my top lovey names. I love those names. Mega, funny how you talk about not doing business at home, Jason. Just had a guy return something to me that he stole and pretty much admitted to when he picked something up that he bought. Oh, Mega. Oh. And can I tell you, Mega, that leaves such a bad taste in my mouth.
I'm speechless on this one.
And Mega, you know what else also puts a bad taste in my mouth? And you know what? I feel like this is maybe what society's done to us too. This is like not a personal thing. It's also very hard. I don't know how you guys feel, especially when you deal with, and not that we had any bad experience so far, knock on wood so far, very nice experience. Whenever you have a new crew of guys or gals come and do work at your house and they take notice to all the equipment that you have, and they're really commenting quite a bit. Wow, you have a lot of equipment. Wow, you have this. Wow, you have that. And you try to like not talk too much about it because like they're here to do another job and they could be the nicest people. But then there's like always that little pit in your stomach that you're like, you know, that they were just being conversational and they were just admiring what you have here. But then you're like, there's a lot of them and 2 of you, and you're like, you got cameras or whatever else you do at your home, but you're like, this is why you don't like having a lot of people come to your house. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's sad. It's kind of sad that like, this is where the world has kind of bought us. Like, you want to trust people. You want to believe that like people have good intentions. And then you hear things like what you just said, Mega, or we've had like that customer who's turned around and made the comment to him, oh, if I remember where you live, I'd put the mower through your front door. Like, who acts that way? Who takes something from someone?
4 months later.
Like, it's those few people in the world who are going to do things like this. that ruin it for everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
But don't let that bad apple spoil the bunch. I think that's something you can't avoid.
Yeah.
But I think selling out of the house is something you can control. Unfortunately, with the lawn tractor, that's something we can't do. You know,
the pressure washer.
Yeah, we're selling a pressure washer this morning. This is something that we just have to sell out of the house. It is what it is.
I think the best you can do is to try to, when those sales come, if you have the ability to, make sure everything else is out of their view sight. You know, like if you can do your best to not show everything, it doesn't mean that they won't pass your house again when you've got other things out, but to maybe make it less appealing at the moment when they're there. But it's hard. It's hard.
Good morning, guys. Like to bring in the camera along when selling.
So does he.
So I have done in different capacities of some sort of way, showing you guys of when I sell stuff, because some people question about the prices that we get, which is fine. But that's also showing you that I do get the prices that I get. And it's also showing you maybe sometimes in the audio, because all I do is I bring my phone with me and I put it down. Now I'm thinking now that, I don't know, we're having issues with our Rode microphone again. This is set number 4 that we've got under warranty from them. And the set that they just sent us, it didn't even make me last 2 or 3 videos, and it conked out again. My last interaction with them is that instead of them sending me new sets, I'm like, I need to send you my old sets so you guys could do some research and development, maybe improve your design. Because I don't work in the rain, so it's either in the heat, extreme heat, or the cold in the snow. I don't understand. And when
we've sent our camera out, and the camera's been thoroughly gone through.
Yeah. And to think that, so it's frustrating for us because we're trying to give you guys, good content. The Rode microphone system, when it works really, really well. Rode came out with a new microphone where you could have 2 people on mic and 1 receiver. So I was entertaining that. And at this point, maybe not, because obviously it's going to be a little bit more money. But I'll be honest with you, during this whole warranty process, I'm like, guys, listen, keep that. Give me the credit what I paid for, and then I will give you additional money for the 2 microphones, for 1 for me, 1 for her. And they said no, because we're giving everything under the warranty process and blah, 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 blah. So, all right, whatever. But the last email I sent them is like, listen, you guys should take my old microphones. If not, then maybe I'm just going to take all of them and throw them underneath a lawnmower or a snowblower, because that's what this brand is doing to me. It's driving me crazy. So you guys really beat me up on my sound, and I understand that. I really, really do. And I'm trying to make a very good effort in correcting that. And I'm out of options at this point. So it's very frustrating. That's all.
Can I just ask, because I haven't looked into it, like what's the price difference between the 2 microphones, like the upgraded one?
It's a $300 difference.
Like 300 more?
300
than
more.
Wow, it is significant.
Which is fine.
Understandable.
But if the other one doesn't work, what makes you think the new one works?
I know. It's
bringing the camera when I do it in the parking lot is just to try and show you guys a few things, and also some of these wackadoodles that I deal with.
Yeah.
This thing with the tractor, I didn't have any idea it was going to evolve and turn into what it is now. If you guys didn't believe what I say, then you could just say, like, this guy drove an hour and a half. And do you have the bag? I don't want it without the bag. Like, you can't make that up. Like, this is something you discuss before you get here, and so I think from now on, because I wear 2 shirts, I'm going to try and wear 2 shirts. I'm going to have a microphone underneath 1 shirt, and then I'll just set the camera up someplace in the house, and hopefully the microphone will pick up the range. And then I'll have a thing of and I won't even need my phone. Maybe I'll take my phone, but we'll have between the house cameras and the phone, I could try maybe come up with some sort of good picture. I've also always talked about this for the longest time, of getting a shirt with a pocket and just sticking the phone in the pocket, and that'll be your video, and then the audio will be the microphone. I don't know.
To get you one of those pens that's really a
I don't
camera.
know. We'll figure something out. But I like bringing the camera along, as well. Like, it just gives you guys a different dynamic, because it's not planned. It's literally live. You never know. Like, life is like a box of chocolates. Selling equipment is like a box of chocolates. You have no idea what you're gonna get when you're acquiring a piece of equipment and the person you're dealing with on the other end.
So true. Dan says it's 9:49 in the morning and 31 degrees Celsius. So wait, let me see if my math is about right. 87, 88, Dan. Am I right? Oh, hot enough for that early in the morning, right?
Keep going.
If I restore a tractor, I want to keep it. It's like a chipper I'm working on now. I started working on it, and the thoughts started that I could sure keep this one.
So here's like a thing. So we've done a couple of frame morph restorations on machines, and when you're done, you're like, wow, this is amazing. And I have no intentions of keeping them because of what we have as far as these are snowblowers that I've done. So I have no intentions of keeping them because we already have a bunch of restored or restyled machines. But like I said, when we get older and we have to downsize, then we're going to have to go back on our past experience and go on machines that, you know what, this is a solid machine that we're going to die with. You know, I understand that these become a labor of love and you get attached to it. And, you know, that's up to you. And I know you do good work. So a chipper for us keeps a lot of space. And that's something you guys, we're down to, we don't need a chipper as much as we should anymore. But we're always going to have ours for sure. That won't be a restyle. I paid $25 for it. It's just a workhorse.
What do you call the thing that you do have that's kind of like a chipper? What is that?
It's a leaf back. It's a leaf back like a lawnmower, and it has a little chipper on the side. If
he tries shoving bigger things than he should in there.
If the goat had a chipper on it, that would be the best machine of all time. Do they
make such a thing?
They do in a Troy built, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to.
Are you a fan of the Troy built one?
I am a fan of a Troy built one, but the Billy Goat does suck up a good leaf and all that good stuff, and I'm not willing to give that up.
So if you had the Troy built one with the chipper on it, would you need your one anymore?
And I wouldn't need the Goat either because they have the vacuum attachment for it.
Do those ever come up on Craigslist or anything?
They do.
Costly?
No.
Something to keep in mind. Now I got the tears stopped. Thanks for sharing. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you declares, oh, I know this one. Plans to prosper for you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope in a future. Now you've got my tears going. Rich.
I have to get the pressure washer ready.
I am a firm believer.
We're over an hour. I'm going to leave if she decides to stay on. If not.
I'm going to wrap up in just a moment.
Have a great week, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Later.
I'm a firm believer life does not throw you more than you can handle. Listen, faith does not make things easy. It makes things possible. And at the end of the day, take it from me, I got through most of what I had to get through, almost alone. Nothing that you're going through is nothing that you can't get through and take care of and handle. You just appreciate the outcome that much more. So, Rich, thank you for that. Bill Martini, Mando is always super busy. Mando is a hard-working man for sure. Bill says, I had a buddy selling a quad and they came back at night and stole it. Bill, those are the kind of things that just make me so nervous. We had a crew here yesterday. Lovely. But it's things like that when they're that large a crew. Then we had people coming to like drop off and want to drop off equipment while this was all happening. And, you know, at some point we were like 10, 11 people deep and, you know, admiring everything that was out. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, you know, it's just kind of like the world we live in right now. Like I'm a trusting person until you give me a reason not to be. But unfortunately, you just hear too much of it. I mean, we have a local church that was robbed less than 2 years ago. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like when people are doing things like that, you know, you think that someone's not going to come back and take something from your home. Of course it'll happen. Roger said, had to touch up the sides of a mower deck, so I thought of Jason's fix with the bed liner paint looked factory. That is something he definitely does. Good job, Roger. Mega says, we Kiwis are generally trusting. I discovered it gone a couple of days after he picked up the other stuff. Got on him and he tried to tell me my neighbor told him to take it. Yeah, good try on that one, right? told him I would involve the police if he was in return. It's sad that people turn us into non-trusting individuals when we really are trusting, loving, caring people as it is. You know, at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer, if you don't have to sell it from home, don't. The tractors, the larger equipment, the pressure washers, it's so hard not to. So AKA, for example, the pressure washer that's being sold now, you have no other choice. You know, we've got the cameras up the wazoo here at the house. So, I mean, there's that peace of mind. But the truth is, if someone wants something, they want something. I mean, they're going to do what they're going to do regardless. Rich talked about Bluetooth. That's a great idea too. What is your thoughts as far as Bluetooth is concerned?
This is Bluetooth.
So the Rode mic is Bluetooth. Could you?
It's wireless.
Wireless. Thank you. Those are the words I was looking for. Grandpa Kevin says, Pates, I have family on Long Island, so the next time I'm out, that
110%.
Oh my gosh.
We have
yes,
Chris. He's not
yes.
here, but we hope he's doing well. I don't know how he found us, but he's local to our town, and he stops by periodically, and we welcome him with open arms. We welcome
Oh my
him.
gosh, this is actually the first Saturday that Chris is not on here. I hope everything is okay. That worry.
Sure.
See, I'm sorry.
He'll stop by.
I totally get that you guys are busy, and I know there's going to be lives that you don't get to come to. Totally get it. But the missus is going to worry about you when you're here every single Saturday, and then all of a sudden you don't pop on and say hi. So Chris is a neighbor to us, not literally, but in the hood. And Chris is like here on almost every live, and this is like the first time I haven't seen him. So Chris will, though, stop by. Grandpa Kevin, I mean this wholeheartedly. You know that the Mister's on Instagram. That's a great way to get a hold of him. But at the end of the day, I don't just say this. I mean it. If you're ever around and you want to stop by, I will throw a burger on for you. I'll make you a meal. I'll pour you a drink. I welcome you to stop by. I mean it when I say we'd love to meet you if you're ever around. So I'm going to take you up on that the next time you are in this neck of the woods.
So click on the spyglasses. Oh, John Deere.
Jason.
Yeah, working on it. I need to fix is it my earrings or her earrings that broke? Do you remember which one broke? Which one had trouble going in gear?
I think it was yours. Because you fixed mine after the brick incident, and then I was good to go. I thought it was you.
We have 4 of them. I don't remember which one.
I know the only problem I have is when
before I restore one of the John Deeres, maybe bring you guys up to speed, one of our Arians is going to have its first major repair after 15, 20 years. The machine has to be completely broken apart. When I looked at it in the winter, maybe cool heads will prevail. And when I take a look at it now, when I get a chance.
Literally cool heads.
now when I get a look, maybe it doesn't have to be broken apart. But it's going to be its first major repair. Do not say that this is a terrible thing. It's 15, 20 years old. We use this thing commercially. It's not the end of the world. The machine was functioning as it should. We would just lose gears. And it's a friction disc setup, and it's not the friction disc. It's going to be something. I already know what the repair is.
Oh, see,
so
Thomas
remembered. So it was mine. So it was mine that we were losing gears.
High five for good remembering.
Yes. And to make a long story short, the friction disc.
Bye, Bill.
The plate that it sits on, we'll call that the flywheel, right? The clutch. It doesn't sit evenly, and it's a major repair. Easy, but a major repair.
And Thomas and I did remember it was yours. I will take ownership this past season, I sucked up a brick.
Yeah, but
But in all fairness, it was loose in their patio.
But here's the deal. So can you believe that? If she sucked up a brick, I wouldn't be mad because then I would just order the upgraded gearbox. And because I want to upgrade the gearboxes anyway,
But you fixed it right on the spot.
I fixed it right on the spot. It's frustrating. It happens right then and there.
He was Johnny on the spot.
Thank God we have 12 others. So it's
we're covered. But he fixed it and I was good to go. Mm-hmm. Try spyglasses.
All right, so here's the deal. Go. So I actually looked those up. Now the only thing I could find is that there's this thing called Snapshot glasses, and there's like an app for like people have Snapchat glasses.
Oh, okay.
you could tell that someone's recording you. So I don't want that. And it only does, I think, 10 or 15-second clips. So no good. This has to be very low key, incognito. Nobody knows that I'm filming them.
Will.
Good morning, Wills. Hope you're well. He's been very busy. You've been posting a lot on Facebook, so that's fantastic.
William, Scott's dad is in the hospital right now, and Mr. Briggs is also at Cornell Vet Center. He's not doing well either, so prayers for both of them right now. Arch, use a separate audio recorder, put it in your pocket, and sync the audio and post. You know what, Arch? I'm wondering. So I don't want to take any time out for me, but I had something really monumental. I don't like to say count my chicks before they're hatched, but something happened for me in my side business this past week that could truly just be earth-shattering good for me. And so I had to connect with a client that just could open up so many doors for me. Just like, when you're waiting for that big moment. And so I actually need to get, I use in my side business, like doctors use, like a handheld recorder, because I have so many clients that I'm always taking shorthand notes and also taking voice recorder notes. And then it syncs up to my computer to type out the notes. I actually need to get a new one this weekend, especially with some of the new clientele that I took on. I'm curious at some of the models that I'm going to be looking at, if he might be able to utilize that with some of this, because some of them are just absolutely silent in recording. So maybe he could utilize it as well. But everything he touches of mine, gets so dingy after he uses it. Not to be picky, but Will says he's been so busy with his regular job lately. I've been taking it easy in the garage. Well, you never have to explain. I completely understand. And you know what? Sometimes when you have to take it easy in one realm of life, and because the other is busy, that's kind of just the circle of life, and give yourself that time. I'm gearing the mister up for a little bit of time away coming up soon. So he's not going to appreciate it. He hates it. But if I don't force him away for a couple of days, he will never, ever, ever go. And when he's away, he ends up enjoying it. So we both just need that for a little bit. A blue tiger head seat lasted me 4 years, $50. It would work. Will says his last repair was a Honda GX 340 that was full of diesel, was on a seal coating trailer. And amen. Stay strong, Scott. On that note, the mister is in the middle of his pressure washer sale. Rich is going to a huge consignment auction. Rich, will you be going live with that today? I don't want to spread false gossip. And so after he completes his pressure washer sale, by the time I got done pressure washing yesterday, I didn't even get a chance for dinner. I am starving right now. I'm going to help him move the tractor back and get set up for the stuff we have to do today. But I just wanted to wish you all a phenomenal weekend and an even better week ahead. I hope Rich from Mowers and Blowers Outdone says he will be live for the consignment auction this today. Rich, what time do you think you'll be going live so I can let everyone know, honey? I hope you all have a phenomenal week ahead, whether you are relaxing, whether you are wrenching, whether you are spending time with family, whatever you're doing, I hope it is something that fills your heart, maybe your pockets. Whatever you're choosing to do, I hope it's a good one. Remember, you're never, ever alone. You're always part of the Pat Taste Performance family. And I hope you catch us on the next one. Maybe some tractor footage coming this way. Roger, I am hoping for you. Let's keep the costs down on this next repair. Will says, Guy gave me a nice tip plus 2 t-shirts, a safety vest, and reusable bag from his paving. Hey!
That's okay.
Awesome
free advertising
sauce.
for him, but free uniforms for you.
Today's Mega Sunday, so good for that. Rich is already at the auction, so he's getting ready. So everyone start getting yourself ready for that live. And again, remember how much we appreciate you. We love having you here. And remember, whatever you do, make sure it's a good one. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. Set your notification bell. If you enjoyed your time with us today, get that thumb up on your way out. And remember, we'll catch you on the next one. Later.